Have you ever found yourself wondering what makes a man think about a woman long after the conversation is over? Maybe you've tried everything, being funny, charming, or even playing a little hard to get, but it still feels like something is missing. Here's the thing. Captivating a man's thoughts isn't about tricks or fleeting attraction. It's about mastering a deeper connection that touches his mind, heart, and soul. And the good news? You can learn this. There's a misconception that the ability to attract and hold a man's attention is purely about appearance or superficial charm. But let me tell you, that couldn't be further from the truth. Men are drawn to substance, grace, and a kind of inner strength that radiates without trying too hard. Today, I'm sharing with you the blueprint, the 8 essential skills to make a man think about you non-stop. These aren't random tips or tricks. They are rooted in personal development and the timeless wisdom of Stoicism, a philosophy of self-mastery and resilience. By the time you're done reading, you'll not only know how to captivate his attention, but you'll also feel more confident, centered, and powerful in your own skin. So, are you ready to take control of your narrative? To learn skills that will not only draw him in but leave him utterly fascinated by you? Let's dive into the first and perhaps the most important key, mastering emotional control. 1. Master emotional control. Picture this. You're out on a date, and something unexpected happens. Maybe the waiter forgets your order, or the conversation veers into awkward territory. What do? Do you let the moment derail your mood, or do you lean into the discomfort with grace and poise? Here's the truth. A woman who can control her emotions is magnetic. Why? Because emotional stability signals confidence, resilience, and maturity, qualities that are not only attractive but also deeply reassuring. Think about it. How often do we encounter people who let the smallest inconvenience ruin their entire day? Now imagine the opposite. Someone who can handle challenges with calm, measured responses. That's the kind of person who stands out, someone who others admire and trust. When you demonstrate emotional control, you show a man that you are secure in yourself, but you don't let external circumstances dictate your internal peace. This is the essence of Stoicism, a philosophy that teaches us to focus on what we can control and let go of what we cannot. Let's break it down. In moments of conflict or disagreement, your ability to stay composed is a superpower. For example, imagine you're having a heated discussion, and instead of raising your voice or getting defensive, you take a deep breath, acknowledge his perspective, and respond thoughtfully. This not only diffuses tension but also earns his respect. A woman who can communicate without drama is a woman he'll think about long after the moment has passed. But emotional control isn't just about handling conflict. It's about how you carry yourself in everyday interactions. Picture this. You're sharing a story about a frustrating day at work, and instead of venting endlessly, you articulate your feelings with clarity and self-awareness. He sees you not as someone who's consumed by their emotions, but as someone who navigates them with grace. That's unforgettable. Another layer to emotional control is knowing when to hold back and when to lean in. Not every situation requires an immediate reaction. Sometimes silence and a calm presence speak louder than words. For instance, if he's upset about something, resist the urge to immediately offer solutions or take things personally. Instead, let him process while showing quiet support. This subtle strength will make him see you as a source of stability in a chaotic world. Remember, mastering your emotions isn't about suppressing them. It's about owning them. When you feel anger, sadness, or frustration, allow yourself to acknowledge those feelings without letting them control your actions. It's this balance, feeling deeply but responding thoughtfully, that creates a sense of intrigue and admiration. Let me give you one more scenario. Imagine you're at a party, and someone makes a comment designed to provoke you. Do you take the bait, or do you respond with a knowing smile? letting their negativity bounce off you like water on a lotus leaf. When you refuse to be rattled, you exude a quiet confidence that is both powerful and alluring. Here's your challenge. The next time life throws you a curveball, pause. Take a breath. Ask yourself, what response reflects my highest self? This small act of mindfulness will not only transform your interactions, but also reinforce your inner strength. By mastering emotional control, you become the calm in the storm, the woman who radiates assurance and poise. And trust me, that's the kind of energy he won't be able to forget. 2. Embrace the power of solitude. What's the first thought that comes to mind when you hear the word solitude? Is it loneliness? Or does it evoke an image of quiet strength, self-reflection, and independence? Here's a truth that many women overlook. A woman who is comfortable in her own company is irresistibly magnetic. Why? Because independence signals confidence, and confidence is captivating. Imagine this. You meet a man, and he's intrigued by you. He starts to notice that you have a full, vibrant life outside of your interactions with him. You're not waiting for anyone to fill your time or give your life meaning. You've already built that for yourself. That kind of self-assuredness isn't just appealing, it's unforgettable. But how does solitude make you stand out in a world that seems to value constant socializing and instant validation? The answer lies in what solitude allows you to cultivate within yourself. When you spend time alone, you're not just existing, you're recharging, reflecting, and reconnecting with your deepest values. And that's what sets you apart. Think about it. When was the last time you carved out time just for yourself? Not to scroll through your phone, not to tick off tasks on your to-do list, but to genuinely be with yourself. Solitude allows you to tune into your passions, your goals, and your dreams. It's in these quiet moments that you uncover the things that make you uniquely you. And that's the version of you that will captivate him. Let's break this down. When you embrace solitude, you develop a sense of independence that men find irresistibly attractive. Men are drawn to women who don't rely on external validation to feel complete. They admire women who choose to share their lives not out of necessity, but because they want to. When you show him that you value your independence, he'll see you as a partner, not someone who depends on him for fulfillment. That balance creates a powerful dynamic. Consider this example. Imagine you love hiking alone. You talk about the sense of peace you feel reaching the summit of a mountain, the way it clears your mind and grounds you. When you share that story with him, he doesn't just hear about your hobby. He sees your strength, your adventurous spirit, and your ability to thrive on your own. That's unforgettable. Solitude also nurtures self-awareness. When you take the time to reflect on who you are and what matters to you, you naturally exude authenticity. And authenticity is a cornerstone of what I like to call the love Stoic approach, a mindset rooted in self-mastery and resilience. A man will be drawn to you not because you're trying to impress him, but because your grounded energy invites him into your world. Let's talk about how solitude enriches your emotional depth. Spending time alone gives you the space to process your thoughts and emotions. This makes you less reactive and more introspective. So when challenges arise, you approach them with clarity and calm, a quality that will leave him in awe. Picture this. Instead of overthinking why he hasn't texted back, you use that time to journal, meditate, or focus on your passions. He'll feel your self-assured energy. And trust me, that's far more compelling than any "where are you?" text. Men admire women who are comfortable with their own company because it shows them something rare, inner peace. In a world full of distractions, a woman who can enjoy her solitude is like a breath of fresh air. It's not about shutting people out, it's about showing him that your happiness doesn't depend on anyone else. Finally, solitude cultivates mystery. When you spend time nurturing yourself, you naturally bring more to the table. You become someone with stories to tell, passions to share, and an aura that leaves him wanting to know more. It's not about playing games, it's about being whole within yourself so that he feels inspired just by being around you. So here's your challenge. Set aside time this week for solitude. It could be as simple as taking a walk without your phone, journaling your thoughts, or pursuing a hobby you've always loved. Use that time to reflect on what makes you you. And the next time you're with him, let that self-awareness shine through in your words, your actions, and your energy. If you're feeling inspired by this idea, let me know. Like this video and comment number 1 below if you agree that solitude is a superpower. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button to join this incredible community. Together we'll continue to explore the art of becoming magnetic, confident, and unforgettable. Stay tuned for the next key skill. It's all about living by your values and showing him the strength of your authenticity. Let's keep building this powerful foundation together. 3. Live by your values. What truly defines you? Is it the way you dress? The way you speak? Or is it something deeper? The principles you hold close? The invisible compass that guides your decisions and actions? A woman who lives by her values is a woman who stands out. She radiates authenticity and confidence, drawing others to her not because she's trying, but because she's simply herself. Men notice this. They're intrigued by women who know who they are and what they stand for. In a world where many people conform to fit in, a woman who lives authentically is a rare and magnetic presence. And here's the secret. When you align your life with your core values, you not only become more attractive, but you also create deeper, more meaningful connections. Let's explore why this matters. Living by your values is about making decisions that reflect your true self. For example, if family is important to you, you prioritize time with them, even when life gets busy. If honesty is one of your guiding principles, you communicate openly, even when the truth feels vulnerable. When a man sees this consistency in your actions, he doesn't just see someone he's attracted to, he sees someone he can respect and trust. Here's an example. Imagine you're on a date and the topic of personal priorities comes up. You share how much you value personal growth and explain that you dedicate time each week to learning something new, whether it's reading, taking a class, or exploring a creative outlet. He doesn't just hear your words, he sees your commitment to self-improvement. But drive to better yourself isn't just appealing, it's inspiring. But living by your values isn't just about impressing others. It's about creating a life that feels aligned and fulfilling. This alignment generates a kind of inner peace that others can sense, even if they don't realize it consciously. It's part of what makes the Love Stoic approach so powerful. Stoicism teaches us to focus on what truly matters, and when you live according to your values, you embody that philosophy in every interaction. Here's the thing. When you're true to yourself, you naturally attract people who resonate with your energy. For instance, if kindness is one of your values, your actions, helping a friend in need, volunteering, or simply being compassionate, will draw in men who admire and share that quality. You won't have to force a connection. It will happen naturally because you're living in alignment with your essence. Living by your values also means setting boundaries. A strong woman knows what she will and won't accept in her life, and she isn't afraid to communicate that. Imagine this. You're dating someone new, and he makes a comment that feels dismissive or disrespectful. Instead of brushing it off, you calmly but firmly let him know how it made you feel and what you expect moving forward. This isn't about creating conflict. It's about showing him that you value mutual respect and won't settle for less. Men respect women who respect themselves. When you set standards based on your values, you signal to him that you're someone worth investing in. You're not just another fleeting interest, you're a woman with depth, integrity, and self-worth. Another way living by your values captivates a man is through your actions. Talk is cheap, but when he sees you embodying your principles, whether it's standing up for what you believe in, pursuing a passion with dedication, or maintaining loyalty to the people who matter to you, he'll be drawn to your authenticity. It's not about being perfect, it's about being real. Living authentically doesn't just attract the right people, it also filters out the wrong ones. When you stay true to your values, you avoid wasting time on relationships that don't align with who you are. For example, if honesty is non-negotiable for you, you won't tolerate dishonesty or manipulation. By holding firm to your principles, you create space for connections that truly enrich your life. And here's the beautiful part. When you live by your values, you inspire others to do the same. A man who sees your dedication to your beliefs will often feel motivated to reflect on his own. You may even find that your authenticity encourages him to open up, creating a bond that goes far beyond surface-level attraction. Ultimately, living by your values isn't just a skill, it's a way of life. It's about showing up as your truest self in every moment, creating a sense of consistency and integrity that's impossible to ignore. And when a man sees that you're not just talking about your values, but truly living them, he'll realize he's found someone exceptional. By living authentically, you become the kind of woman who leaves a lasting impression. You don't just enter a room, you light it up with the confidence of someone who knows exactly who she is. That energy is irresistible, and it's the foundation for relationships that are built to last. 4. Master body language. Have you ever walked into a room and felt an immediate connection with someone before either of you even spoke a word? That's the power of body language, a silent conversation that says more than words ever could. If you want to make a man think about you non-stop, mastering your body language is one of the most powerful tools at your disposal. Here's the truth. Over 60% of communication is non-verbal. A glance, a smile, the way you tilt your head, or even how you hold your posture can send a message louder than anything you say. When you're aware of these cues, both yours and his, you unlock the ability to create intimacy, and connection. Let's start with how you carry yourself. Confidence is magnetic, and it begins with your posture. Stand tall, shoulders relaxed but open, and let your movements flow naturally. When you walk into a room with this kind of energy, you're telling the world, and him, that you're comfortable in your skin. This ease draws people in. It's not about being perfect, it's about being present and grounded. Now, let's talk about the eyes. They're called the windows to the soul for a reason. Eye contact is one of the most intimate forms of communication, yet it's often overlooked. When you look at a man with genuine curiosity and warmth, you create a connection that goes deeper than words. Hold his gaze slightly longer than usual, not in a staring contest kind of way, but enough to let him know you're engaged. That lingering moment will stay with him, replaying in his mind long after the interaction is over. But mastering body language isn't just about sending signals, it's also about reading his. Is he leaning in when you speak? Mirroring your movements? Holding steady eye contact? These are signs that he's intrigued and present with you. On the flip side, if he seems fidgety or avoids eye contact, it could mean he's nervous, or that the connection isn't fully there. Being able to decode these subtle cues allows you to adjust the conversation and make the interaction flow naturally. Here's another secret. Subtle mirroring can create a sense of harmony and connection. When you match his posture or gestures, without making it obvious, it sends a subconscious signal that you're in sync. For instance, if he leans slightly forward while speaking, you might do the same. This doesn't mean mimicking him exactly, but rather reflecting his energy in a way that feels natural and effortless. Smiling is another underrated yet incredibly powerful tool. A genuine smile can light up a room and make a man feel instantly at ease. It conveys warmth, openness, and approachability. But here's the key: make it authentic. Men can sense when a smile is forced. And nothing is more attractive than someone who smiles from a place of genuine joy and confidence. Your hands also play a crucial role in non-verbal communication. Notice how you use them when you speak. Are they animated and expressive, or do you keep them still and reserved? Both can be effective, depending on the message you want to convey. For example, resting your hand lightly on the table during the conversation can signal openness, while using gentle gestures can emphasize your words without being overpowering. Physical proximity is another layer of body language that creates connection. The closer you are to someone, the more intimate the interaction feels. Subtle shifts, like leaning in slightly when he speaks or touching his arm lightly during a laugh, can communicate interest and attraction. These small gestures create a sense of closeness without being overbearing. But body language isn't just about attraction. It's also a reflection of how present you are. One of the key principles of Stoicism is mindfulness, and when you practice this in your interactions, your body naturally mirrors it. You're not distracted by your phone or lost in your thoughts. You're fully engaged with him, and that presence is intoxicating. Consider this scenario. You're on a date and he's telling you a story. Instead of fidgeting with your drink or glancing around the room, you lean slightly forward, maintain eye contact, and nod secondly as he speaks. Your body language says, "I'm here with you, and I value what you're saying." That level of attention makes him feel seen and appreciated, which is something he won't forget. However, body language also requires balance. Being overly expressive or too intense can have the opposite effect, making the interaction feel forced. The key is to remain authentic and let your movements flow naturally. If you're genuinely enjoying the conversation, your body will reflect that effortlessly. And let's not forget the art of the pause. Sometimes the most powerful body language is what you don't do. Pausing before you respond, holding a gaze for just a moment longer, or simply sitting in comfortable silence can create tension, the good kind that leaves him wanting more. Mastering body language is like learning a beautiful, unspoken dance. It's about being in tune with yourself and the energy of the person you're with. When you become aware of the signals you're sending and receiving, you'll find that you can create connections that are not only memorable, but also deeply meaningful. This is the art of love Stoic, using self-awareness, presence, and authenticity to draw him closer, not with words, but with the silent language of your body. And once you've mastered this, you'll leave a lasting impression that keeps him thinking about you long after the moment has passed. 5. Ask intriguing questions. Have you ever noticed how some conversations linger in your mind, replaying long after they're over? It's not because of the topic itself, but because of the way it made you feel, engaged, understood, and valued. If you want to make a man think about you non-stop, mastering the art of asking intriguing questions is a game changer. Most people default to surface-level small talk. They ask questions like, "How was your day?" or "What do you do for work?" Well, there's nothing wrong with these. They rarely create the kind of emotional connection that leaves a lasting impression. To stand out, you need to dig deeper. Ask questions that ignite curiosity and reveal layers of his personality. Start with open-ended questions, ones that invite him to share more than a simple yes or no. For example, instead of saying, "Did you enjoy your weekend?" you might ask, "What was the most interesting thing you did this weekend?" This subtle shift opens the door for storytelling, which not only keeps the conversation flowing, but also allows him to share a piece of himself with you. Thoughtful questions show that you're genuinely interested in him, not just his answers, but the feelings and experiences behind them. This level of engagement creates a sense of intimacy and makes him feel seen in a way that few people ever do. And when someone feels understood, they naturally think about the person who made them feel that way. Here's an example. Imagine you're on a date, and instead of sticking to typical topics, you ask something like, "What's a memory that always makes you smile?" That question is simple yet profound. It takes him back to a positive moment in his life, and by association he'll connect that happy feeling with you. But asking intriguing questions isn't just about the questions themselves, it's about how you listen to the answers. When he speaks, be fully present. Maintain eye contact, nod occasionally, and respond thoughtfully. If he tells you about a childhood memory, follow up with something like, "That sounds amazing. How do you think that shaped who you are today?" This not only shows that you're listening, but also encourages him to reflect, deepening the connection. And don't be afraid to let the conversation take unexpected turns. Sometimes, the best moments happen when you follow a thread of curiosity, exploring topics that neither of you planned to discuss. These spontaneous detours create a sense of adventure, making the interaction feel fresh and exciting. Yet let's not forget the power of vulnerability. When you ask him questions about his passions, dreams, or even challenges, it gives him permission to open up. Men often guard their emotions, but when you create a safe space for honesty, it's like unlocking a door to his inner world. And that's where true connection lives. Here's a tip. Balance light-hearted questions with more meaningful ones. Start with something playful, like if you could live anywhere in the world for a year, where would it be and why? Then, as the conversation flows, transition to something deeper, such as, what's something you've always wanted to do but haven't had the chance to yet? This rhythm keeps the energy dynamic and engaging. But remember, this isn't an interrogation. The goal is to create a dialogue, not a one-sided Q&A. Share your own stories and thoughts in response to his answers. If he tells you about a travel experience that changed his perspective, share one of your own. This reciprocity makes the conversation feel balanced and genuine. As you master this skill, you'll notice something incredible. Not only will he start opening up to you, but he'll also begin associating you with the feelings of warmth, curiosity, and connection that your conversations evoke. And that's how you stay on his mind, by being the person who made him feel truly understood. If this idea excites you and you're ready to transform the way you connect with others, let us know. Like this video and comment number 1 below if you agree that thoughtful questions are the key to unforgettable conversations. And don't forget to subscribe so you can join this journey of growth, connection, and self-discovery. Together, we'll keep uncovering the secrets to becoming magnetic and irresistible. Get ready for what's next, because in the upcoming skill, we'll dive into the art of listening with full awareness. It's a game changer for creating intimacy and leaving an indelible mark. 6. Listen with awareness. Have you ever been in a conversation where you felt truly heard, where the other person wasn't just nodding along but seemed to understand you on a deeper level? That feeling is rare and unforgettable. If you want a man to think about you, non-attentive and aware listener is one of the most powerful ways to create that emotional connection. Listening with awareness isn't about simply hearing his words, it's about tuning into the unspoken. It's about understanding the tone behind his voice, the emotions woven into his words, and even the pauses he takes while speaking. When you master this skill, you'll stand out as someone who truly gets him, someone he can't help but want to confide in and connect with. The first step to listening with awareness is to be fully present. In a world filled with distractions, giving someone your undivided attention is like offering a rare and precious gift. Put away your phone, quiet your thoughts, and focus on the person in front of you. This mindfulness doesn't just help you hear his words, it allows you to feel the energy of what he's sharing. Imagine this scenario. He's telling you about a challenging situation at work. Instead of rushing to offer advice or steering the conversation back to your experiences, you lean in, hold eye contact, and say, "That sounds really tough. How did you handle it?" That simple act of acknowledgement shows that you're not just listening to respond, you're listening to understand. And that's a rarity that will make you unforgettable. Listening with awareness also means paying attention to his body language. Does he seem tense when he talks about a certain topic? Does his voice soften when he mentions something meaningful to him? These subtle cues give you insight into how he's feeling, even if he doesn't say it outright. By noticing these signals, you can tailor your responses to make him feel truly seen. For example, if he's sharing something exciting and his eyes light up, reflect that energy back by smiling or leaning in with enthusiasm. On the other hand, if he's talking about something painful and his tone becomes quieter, respond with gentleness and empathy. This ability to match his emotional state creates a sense of harmony that deepens your connection. But listening isn't just about understanding, it's also about validation. When you acknowledge his emotions and reflect them back, you show him that his feelings are important to you. For instance, if he expresses frustration about a setback, you might say, "I can see why that would be frustrating. It sounds like you worked really hard on it." These words don't just validate his feelings, they also create a sense of trust and safety. Here's a secret. One of the most attractive qualities you can possess is the ability to make someone feel significant. When you listen with genuine curiosity and compassion, you're telling him, "Your thoughts, your experiences, your emotions, they matter to me." And that's a message he won't soon forget. Listening with awareness also means resisting the urge to interrupt or fill the silence. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is simply hold space. Let him finish his thoughts without jumping in or rushing to fill the gaps. These quiet moments often lead to deeper revelations, as he feels comfortable enough to open up even more. Another key to listening with awareness is asking thoughtful follow-up questions. If he shares a story about a childhood memory, you might ask, "What's your favorite thing about that memory?" Or, "How do you think that shaped who you are today?" These questions show that you're paying attention and genuinely interested in his journey. Listening deeply also helps you notice patterns. What excites him, what worries him, what makes him laugh. This insight gives you the ability to connect with him in ways that resonate on a deeper level. For example, if you notice he often talks about his love for nature, you could suggest a hike for your next outing. These small gestures demonstrate that you're attuned to his world, making him feel understood and valued. Finally, listening with awareness requires empathy. It's not enough to hear his words, you must also try to understand his perspective. Even if you don't fully agree with what he's saying, validating his feelings and showing that you respect his viewpoint is crucial. This approach builds trust and creates an emotional bond that lingers long after the conversation ends. When you listen with your whole self, your ears, your eyes, and your heart, you create a connection that goes beyond words. You become someone he associates with comfort, understanding, and warmth. And that's the kind of presence he won't just think about, he'll crave. Listening with awareness is a skill that not only deepens your connection with him, but also enriches your own life. It allows you to experience relationships more fully, to understand others more deeply, and to create bonds that stand the test of time. It's a skill that embodies the heart of Stoicism, mindfulness, presence, and the ability to focus on what truly matters. When you practice this level of attentiveness, you don't just make an impression, you leave a mark. And in his mind, you become the person who truly listens, who truly understands, and who truly cares. That's the kind of memory that keeps him thinking about you long after the moment has passed. 7. Understand his cues. Imagine stepping into a room and immediately sensing the energy, whether someone is excited, nervous, or uninterested, all without a single word being spoken. This intuitive ability to read nonverbal cues is a skill that can transform your interactions, especially when it comes to creating a deep connection with a man. Understanding his cues allows you to adapt, respond, and build a dynamic that leaves him thinking about you long after the moment has passed. Men often express themselves through actions, tone, and body language more than through words. This is why learning to interpret these subtle signals is crucial. It's not about being a mind reader, it's about being attuned to the nuances of human behavior. When you understand his cues, you demonstrate a level of emotional intelligence that is rare and incredibly attractive. Let's break this down. Picture yourself having a conversation with a man. He leans in slightly as you speak, maintains steady eye contact, and mirrors your movements. These cues tell you he's fully engaged and interested in what you're saying. On the other hand, if he's leaning away, avoiding eye contact, or giving short, distracted responses, it might mean he's preoccupied or not entirely present. Recognizing these signals helps you adjust your approach, ensuring the interaction feels natural and connected. Understanding his cues also involves paying attention to changes in his tone of voice. Is his voice steady and warm, or does it become quieter or more abrupt? For instance, if he's talking about a challenging situation and his tone softens, it's a sign that he's sharing something personal. Responding with empathy in these moments, through your tone, body language, and words, shows him that you're genuinely tuned into his emotions. Here's another example. Suppose you're at a social event together, and you notice his body language shift when someone new joins the conversation. Maybe he crosses his arms, steps back slightly, or becomes less expressive. These subtle cues can indicate discomfort or disinterest, giving you insight into how he's feeling in the moment. By recognizing these shifts, you can steer the interaction in a direction that feels more comfortable for him. But understanding his cues isn't just about noticing signs of indulgence or discomfort. It's also about recognizing what excites and energizes him. Does his face light up when he talks about his passions or hobbies? Does he gesture more when he's sharing the story he loves? These are signs that he's deeply engaged, and by encouraging him to share more, you create an atmosphere of excitement and connection. For instance, if he starts talking animatedly about his favorite travel destination, lean in, maintain eye contact, and ask a follow-up question like, "What made that trip so special for you?" This not only shows you're listening but also deepens the conversation, making him associate you with that positive energy. Understanding his cues also gives you the ability to navigate moments of vulnerability. Men often struggle to articulate their emotions, but their actions can reveal what they're feeling. For example, if he's quieter than usual or seems distracted, he might be dealing with stress or uncertainty. Instead of pushing for answers, create a safe space by saying something like, "I noticed you seem a little off today. If there's anything you want to share, I'm here." This approach shows that you're perceptive and compassionate, building trust and emotional intimacy. Another layer to understanding his cues is being aware of what he isn't saying. Sometimes silence can speak volumes. If he pauses before answering a question or avoids a particular topic, it might indicate hesitation or discomfort. Instead of filling the silence, give him the space to express himself when he's ready. This patience shows that you respect his pace and aren't rushing the connection. But remember, this skill isn't just about interpreting his cues, it's also about responding in a way that feels authentic and supportive. If you notice he's pulling back, respond with warmth rather than pressure. If he's leaning in and engaging, match his energy to maintain the flow of the conversation. This adaptability creates a sense of harmony that makes him feel understood and appreciated. And here's a powerful insight. When you consistently show that you can read and respond to his nonverbal cues, he'll start to feel like you truly get him. This understanding fosters a bond that goes beyond words, a connection that feels natural, effortless, and deeply fulfilling. Mastering this skill doesn't just improve your interactions with him, it also enhances your ability to connect with others on a profound level. You become more attuned to the subtleties of human behavior, more present in your relationships, and more confident in your ability to navigate the complexities of communication. When you understand his cues, you're not just responding to what's on the surface, you're tapping into the deeper layers of who he is. This creates a dynamic where he feels seen, heard, and valued, making him think about you long after the moment has ended. And that's the kind of connection that leaves an unforgettable impression. 8. Practice empathy. Empathy is one of the most underrated yet powerful skills you can possess, especially when it comes to creating a connection that lingers in someone's mind. It's not just about understanding what someone is saying, it's about truly feeling their emotions, seeing the world through their eyes, and responding in a way that makes them feel deeply understood. If you want a man to think about you non-stop, empathy is your secret weapon. Why does empathy matter so much? Because everyone wants to feel seen, valued, and validated. When you practice empathy, you show him that you're not just interested in his words, but in the emotions and experiences behind them. This level of understanding is rare and unforgettable. Let's start with what empathy looks like in practice. Imagine he's had a stressful day at work and is venting about a challenging project. Instead of jumping in with advice or trying to fix the problem, you could say something like, "That sounds so frustrating. I can see how much effort you've put into it, and it must be tough not getting the results you were hoping for." With just a few thoughtful words, you've validated his feelings and shown that you're truly listening. But empathy goes beyond words. It's also about how you show up emotionally. When someone is sharing something vulnerable, they're often looking for reassurance, not solutions. Being present, holding space for their emotions, and letting them know you're there can be incredibly comforting. For example, if he's talking about a disappointment, simply sitting with him, maintaining gentle eye contact, and offering a supportive nod can speak volumes. Here's another layer to empathy: anticipating what someone might need, even if they don't explicitly say it. For instance, if he seems stressed, you could suggest something relaxing, like going for a walk or watching a favorite movie together. This small act of care shows that you're attuned to his emotions and willing to support him in meaningful ways. Empathy also requires patience. Sometimes he might not be ready to share everything that's on his mind. Instead of pushing him to open up, give him time and space, letting him know you're there when he's ready. This approach builds trust and shows that you respect his boundaries, making him feel safe with you. But practicing empathy isn't just about responding to negative emotions. It's equally important in moments of joy. When he's excited about something, match his energy and celebrate with him. For example, if he's thrilled about a recent achievement, don't just say, "That's great." Instead, dive deeper. "That's amazing. You worked so hard for this. I bet it feels incredible to see it all pay off." Sharing in his happiness creates a positive emotional connection that he'll associate with you. Empathy also allows you to see past surface-level reactions. Sometimes people's actions or words don't fully reflect what they're feeling. If he's short or distant, it might not be about you at all. It could be stress, exhaustion, or something else entirely. Instead of reacting defensively, you could say, "I noticed you seem a bit off today. Is everything okay? I'm here if you want to talk." This opens the door for understanding rather than conflict. One of the most beautiful aspects of empathy is its ability to create a sense of emotional safety. When he feels like he can be his authentic self around you, flaws, fears, and all, that's when real connection happens. Empathy shows him that you're not just there for the good times, but also for the challenging moments. And that's the kind of bond that leaves a lasting impression. Now, let's talk about how empathy ties into self-awareness. Practicing empathy requires you to set aside your own judgments and focus fully on the other person. It's not about agreeing with everything he says. It's about respecting his perspective and being open to understanding it. This emotional intelligence is a cornerstone of Love Stoic, teaching us to be present and grounded in our interactions. Here's your challenge. Next time you're with him, practice active empathy. Listen without interrupting. Reflect his feelings back to him, and notice how he responds. You'll likely find that he opens up more, feels more connected to you, and begins to associate you with a sense of comfort and understanding. If this resonates with you and you're ready to create deeper, more meaningful connections, let us know. Like this video and comment nonetheless below if you agree that empathy is the key to unforgettable relationships. And don't forget to subscribe for more insights into mastering connection, attraction, and self-mastery. Together, we'll continue exploring what it means to truly connect with others and leave a lasting impact. Now that we've journeyed through these 8 transformative skills, imagine the kind of woman you're becoming. You're confident, self-assured, and deeply in tune with your values and emotions. You know how to connect on a profound level, drawing people in with your authenticity and presence. You've unlocked the secrets to not only captivating a man's thoughts, but also creating a meaningful connection both on respect, trust, and understanding. Each skill you've learned, emotional control, the power of solitude, empathy, mastering body language, and more, is a building block for something much bigger. The ability to own your narrative and become the most magnetic version of yourself. This isn't about impressing anyone or playing games. It's about embodying the essence of love Stoic, a balance of strength, vulnerability, and unwavering authenticity. But let's not stop here. The beauty of these skills is that they grow with you. The more you practice them, the more naturally they'll become part of your daily life, enriching not only your relationships but also your sense of self. With every step you take on this journey, you'll find yourself attracting not just the right man but also the right opportunities, friendships, and experiences that align with your values. As you move forward, remember this. The most powerful relationships start with you. When you cultivate the best version of yourself, you naturally create space for others to meet you at that same level of depth and connection. A man won't just think about you, he'll cherish the way you make him feel and the energy you bring into his life. Now, it's time to put these skills into practice. Reflect on what resonates with you the most. Start small, whether it's taking a moment to breathe before reacting, listening with deeper awareness, or spending time reconnecting with yourself in solitude. Each step is a step toward becoming the kind of woman who lights up a room with her presence and leaves an unforgettable impression. If this journey has inspired you, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Share your insights, experiences, or questions in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe to continue this journey with us. We have so much more to explore together. Your grace, your confidence, and your transformation are what make this community thrive. Here's to becoming the best version of yourself and creating connections that truly matter. Thank you for being part of this journey, and I can't wait to see the incredible things you'll achieve. Until next time, stay radiant and unforgettable.